Well, I grew up watching the Disney Channel, and one of my favorite shows was That's So Raven, starring Raven-Symoné. And
How long ago was this?
when did that show start? 2003, I think,
Okay.
and then it went until 2007.
Okay.
And Raven-Symoné is just one of the OG Disney Channel stars. A lot of them have gone down a bad path since their heyday on the Disney Channel. And now Raven-Symoné, she has started a podcast with her now wife. In a recent episode of their podcast, she opened up about some of the negative experiences she had trying to fit the mold of what a Disney child star needed to be, what they needed to look like. Ultimately, she felt that she was not only objectified by the people who were handling and managing her at the time, but also by the children who were watching That's So Raven, which, as one of those children who is now an adult, I find incredibly strange that she had that impression.
Did we get to 20?
Oh, I did not see that. Pop Culture Junkie sent us a 20. Taco Bell with chicken nuggets. Just got an email from McDonald's offering me $1, 10 McNuggets through the end of December. Coincidence? I think not.
It feels like we get endless
Competition
Like, don't
is
all
rough.
of these fast food companies do these deals? It feels like every month there's some deal. It's like at the end of the month on the the first Wednesday of every month, free chicken nuggets.
I didn't know
I
that.
feel like I see those things all the time on Twitter.
I wouldn't even. That's too dangerous for me. I'm not
Nah.
going to take advantage of it. We have
Makes
another
sense.
20 from Gordon Shumway. When the boogeyman goes to bed, he checks under his bed for Chuck Norris.
Yes, of course, guys. I encourage everyone to enter the chat and give us your best Chuck Norris facts. It is not just a bastion of my childhood, but of Mary's.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Well, Raven-Symoné was like more
Yes.
an icon for me growing up. But let's take a look at this clip where she talks about the kids that were watching her show on Disney Channel.
Okay, here we go.
It's very
feel
disturbing.
Like when I was on TSR, That's So Raven, I felt like boys watched the show because
It's the
I had
shade
big
room now.
boobs. Like
Really?
I feel, yeah, I do. I feel like
Not
that
'cause
was
you
the
were
case.
so funny.
No, I feel like they came for the boobs. They stayed for the comedy. But like,
Oof, is that a chapter?
Okay, to be fair, and I'm not trying to be, like in my childhood, that was true of many of, boys my age when we were watching Topanga on Boy Meets World. In a way.
Okay.
In a way, when you were young, which is that you thought she was beautiful and you watched the show because you thought she was beautiful.
Okay, fair enough.
That is a chapter title.
Like a lot of the first crushes
they
for a whole
came for the
generation.
boobs.
Coming and I'm saying.
I do feel like.
Well, I
when
mean,
was
no
on-
shade to Raven-Symoné or anything. I'm sure there were plenty of little boys who had a crush on Miley Cyrus
Correct.
or, Topanga in Boy Meets World. Any of those characters. Raven-Symoné was not one of those characters that little boys had a crush on.
Like I see
Just
a lot
being
of
honest.
I see a lot of like millennial memes that show like all of the girls that were popular when I was a kid, and it's like the Pink Power Ranger and Topanga and a couple of others, and those are the ones that
Yeah.
people remember.
So she's saying they started watching her show to look at her boobs, and then they stayed for the comedy. But most of the responses here were saying, I was 6 years old. I was not thinking about that at all. She's insane. And one comment even said, I wonder what was going on around her at that age that would make her think this way.
Yeah.
It's probably saying a lot about the seedy characters she was around while working at the Disney Channel. That says more about her industry than it does say about her audience back when she was on the Disney Channel. I know, like, her co-star Orlando Brown has also just completely gone off the rails in recent years too.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Like, off the rails.
I mean, but that's nothing new for actors from that generation as they grow
Yeah.
up now. It's I always kind of draw this parallel back to wrestling. This is kind of weird, so follow my through line here. Is like there haven't really been measures put in place to really protect the kids against the horrors of the industry. So one of the things about wrestling in the 80s, 70s, the 80s, and the 90s is just it's cocaine, it's steroids, it's traveling 300 days out of the year and just absolutely killing yourself to do this job, which led to a lot of drug addiction and a lot of problems for people that worked in that business. Now the industry, at least from the outside, feels a lot cleaner. than it does now. Like, it doesn't have the same carny feel that it had back then. And I've mentioned before, like, they put a program into place. Like, if you've ever worked for WWE a day in your life, you have access to go to rehab for free on WWE's
They're treated
dime.
better than actual veterans.
because WWE knows that it's good press for them to look like they're helping the people that they helped promote at that time when the industry was so polluted with the drugs. Now, I don't know if it's still like that. I remember Roman Reigns like failing a drug test for like back in the day, and I was like, wow, they let their top guy take the 30-day ban for drugs, and I think it was like his Adderall or something like that. I could be misremembering it, but the point is that the industry feels different now than it did back when everyone was snorting coke and doing a bunch of drugs and traveling 300 days out of the year. Hollywood doesn't feel different to me. It doesn't. They try to put a shiny face on it, but it doesn't feel like they go out of their way to try and protect the child actors.
In terms of drug use or
in general,
sexualization?
just in general.
Yeah.
They don't put any, it doesn't feel like they have put any governors down to try and protect them from going full speed into a wall because the industry, drags it out of them.
Yeah, I agree. There is the appearance of attaining social justice in Hollywood for child actors, but it's controlled opposition, as you astutely pointed out. Demi Lovato was producing this documentary for Hulu talking about her struggles as a child actor, talking to a lot of other former Disney actors. And then you pointed out, Hulu is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
They're releasing a documentary about their own business practices with children.
Make money ruining their lives, make money pretending to save their lives.
Make money ruining their lives, then make money exposing your own shady business practices that ruin their lives. And it's just a never-ending cycle. Something more shocking that Raven-Symoné revealed on this same episode is that she recalled having her first breast reduction surgery when she was 15 years old. That sounds like it should be illegal, actually, to me. I know there's a lot of talk of irreversible procedures like double mastectomies being done to minors, but this isn't terribly different.
It feels like the default state for most people would be to say that breast augmentation before 18 would be bad, but breast reduction would be good.
More arguably with medical benefits
because of
if it hurts them.
Lower back pain or back pain and stuff like that.
The problem is she didn't get this surgery to treat back pain or anything like that. It was literally, she got this surgery so that she could appear more brand friendly for the Disney Channel. It wasn't a medical procedure. It was cosmetic.
It was cosmetic in a way that's just not the norm in the industry.
Yes. Yeah. She said while speaking on her podcast, the Disney alum shared that she was pushed to get this procedure by adults in her life who were pressuring her over her appearance.
Yeah.
She said, I had my first breast reduction at 15. I went from a triple D all the way down to a B, noting that someone said I needed to do it in order to get a show.
I mean, honestly, I wonder if it's like, because she's playing, how old was she at the time?
15.
And playing what age of character?
Same age.
Okay, maybe that's why they're like, they want her to look more like a...
That's crazy, though, because...
That's crazy.
If you're 15, you look 15. You're a 15-year-old. So it's just weird that they were forcing her, pressuring her to embody what they think a 15-year-old looks like when she actually was that age. It would be different if she were like 19 trying to play a 15-year-old, but that was not the case. But yeah, she shared that getting the breast reduction led to her also getting liposuction as well after she faced more criticism about her weight. So she ended up getting lipo.
Yeah.
That's when she got into feeling lusted after over her appearance by male viewers of the show.
Okay.
And she says that now, later in life, she has embraced more body positivity as she's gotten older, adding, there is a beautiful embracing of the body now that I didn't get as a young girl.
So she's saying that the audience of people that were the same age as her were lusting after her. I mean, what
I think she's referring to the actual little kids that watch the show.
Like
most of them are under 10.
Okay, that's weird.
Meaning me. I had the That's a Raven DVD box set Watched the entire show, loved it. It was about the comedy. It was not about her body, her appearance at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were little boys who had like a crush on Miley Cyrus again, or like Demi Lovato maybe, but I'm just being honest. Raven-Symoné was not one of those people.
I mean, it was definitely a thing for kids to have crushes on characters they saw on TV back then, but she's making it sound more sordid than...
Yeah.
Like me having a crush on Topanga when I was a kid is not sordid. It's a kid who has a crush.
It's not
on
sexual.
No, it's a kid who has a crush on a girl that he sees on TV.
Right.
That's like there's like a social media influencer who made a video where I don't remember his name now. I already forget. But he makes a video about how like my first time seeing Topanga, and he's like, wow. And then like he made a video following it up later where he actually got to meet her in real life, and she like joined him in the video. That just speaks to how long something like that sticks with you when you're in your formative years. And the way it's kind of being broken down here is kind of distilling it down to something that's far more nefarious sounding than it actually is.
I think she's making it sound that way because her overall feeling from working at Disney is that she was sexualized, which I think is totally fair. But place the blame of you being objectified, judged, sexualized on the adults who were tasked with marketing you for that brand, not the people, like the children, the actual children who were being marketed your show. That's not their fault.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.